Hey, how's it going, guys? So today we finally got an opportunity of seeing plenty of new things regarding the backwards compatibility for the PlayStation 4 games, that if they are going to be playable for the PlayStation 5. A majority amount, and mind you, when I say majority, I mean pretty much all of them, because all of the games, I say that in quotes again, all, that will be actually available to be played on your PlayStation 5 device, well, console. There has been actually clarifications of what games do not get to be played on the PlayStation 5 that are only specifically going towards the PlayStation 4. They're actually even stated. So here are the games: the DWVR, Afro Samurai 2 Revenge of Kuma Volume 1, TT Isle of Man, Ride on the Edge 2, Just Deal With It, Shadow Complex Remastered, Robinson The Journey, We Sing, Hitman Go Definitive Edition, Shad Wen, hopefully I'm not butchering the name, Joe's Dinner. That's it. That's all the only games that are not going to be playable on the PlayStation 5 for whatever the reason, of course. Now, there has been a lot more clarifications of how you will be able to experience your games from PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5 and what kind of benefits you can expect as well. If there is benefits, we have to clarify that. So this is what they get into. The overwhelming majority of the 4,000 plus PlayStation 4 games are going to be playable on a PlayStation 5 consoles. Select PlayStation 4 games will benefit from the PlayStation 5 console's Game Boost, which may make PlayStation 4 games run with a higher or smoother frame rate. By the way, I should perhaps clarify exactly what they mean by this. Higher, as this just basically means if you're playing your PlayStation 4 games, then you can definitely expect a 60 FPS, but unless if your FPS is uncapped, you can even expect it higher than 60 FPS as well. It is very possible. A smoother FPS is basically some of the games are only capped to be played on 30 FPS. And if there's no patch, or there's been nothing done for that specific game to be unlocked and it stays 30, even if when the PlayStation 5 version of this does come out, let's say an update or whatever, and if it stays 30, it will stay 30, but it will be much smoother experience of a 30 FPS gameplay. So, although many PlayStation 4 games are playable on the PlayStation 5 consoles, some functionalities that were available on the PlayStation 4 console may not be available on the PlayStation 5. In addition, some PlayStation 4 games may exhibit errors or unexpected behavior when played on the PlayStation 5 consoles. Okay, so other than those 10 games I've just mentioned that are not going to be playable on the PlayStation 5, there can be some other issues that the PlayStation 5 may encounter because the specific things that the PlayStation 4 had. Now, I can't be for certain exactly what they can be. They didn't even get into those, unfortunately, but I'm sure within time we will figure that out. Before purchasing add-ons to play with your PlayStation 4 games on a PlayStation 5 consoles, please try to boot and play your PlayStation 4 games on your PlayStation 5 console to see if you're happy with the play experience. This is good for the clarification for those that like maybe you want to make a purchase through the PlayStation 5 for the PlayStation 4 game and you know, the add-ons or DLC or expansions or whatnot, right? Just be sure if it works and it works fine. The other thing is what they touch on. Please note, playing PSVR games on a PlayStation 5 console requires a PlayStation VR headset, a PS camera sold separately from the PlayStation 5 console, and a PS camera adapter. No purchase required. That's good to hear. Okay, well, that's kind of a clarification, self-explanatory as well, I believe so. Always update your PlayStation 5 console to the latest version of the system software. Basically, that's kind of a reasonable thing, okay? Because like more often that we update our software, right? Basically, there's a possibility that these updates may introduce some things that were already broken or had some issues that actually could introduce the fixes. So that's actually a good thing, always to be updating your system software. So now let's get into the playing PlayStation 4 game discs, okay? We're talking about, let's say you have a Witcher 3 on your PlayStation 4, but as a disc version, okay? Not digital. And you want to play it on your PlayStation 5 console. So what you have to do is simply insert the PlayStation 4 game disc, okay? You may need to download the update though. You may not, that depends. Select the game hub from your game's home. That specifically will be in a PlayStation 5. I can't exactly, give you a guide on that part, at least not yet. Next up, last thing is you will need to keep the disc inserted each time to play the game. Basically, it's pretty normal, right? Just insert the game, make sure you find it. Very simple, play the game. Make sure the disc always stays in the PlayStation 5 because it verifies that you do indeed have the game in the possession. Not like you sold it off, but yet you're just playing it without having a disc. They also have actually touched on that the PlayStation 4 game discs cannot be used with the PlayStation 5 digital edition. That's obvious because, it does not have a disc tray, so you can't exactly, slide in the disc. Okay, now let's get into the digital games that from the PlayStation 4 console to a PlayStation 5 consoles. You can transfer digital games and save data from the PlayStation 4 console to a PlayStation 5 console using the Wi-Fi data transfer. That's excellent. You can access PlayStation 4 games on a PlayStation 5 console directly from the PlayStation 5 extended storage device. That's actually very good news. Basically means that there's going to be a lot more simplicity and perhaps ease as well. We're getting into the installing a PlayStation 4 digital game on a PlayStation 5 console. There is a possibility, and this is what you do: select the game library from your game's home, select the game you want to play. If you have not already downloaded the game, well, obviously click download. And last thing, the game will install automatically. Depending on the game, you may have the option to copy and play a portion of the game right away. Basically, they have touched on that this is a special feature. You can download multiplayer, single player, or whatever the other third options and so many more. You get to have that choice. Next up, we're getting into the upgrade portion and eligibility from the PlayStation 4 games to the PlayStation 5 version. Now you have this option to do this, from the PlayStation 4 games to the digital PlayStation 5 version. Now there's been a little bit more specific that they've talked about. Certain PlayStation 4 games can be upgraded to the digital PlayStation 5 version of the game on a PlayStation 5 console. So when you're using a PlayStation 5 console, you may have an option to upgrade a disc or digital PlayStation 4 game to a digital PlayStation 5 version, depending of course on the game. This upgrade may occur at no additional cost, may require purchase, and may be available for a limited time. And of course the internet connection will be required. Okay, so they get into the specifics, such as number 1, signing into your existing account on your PlayStation 5 console, or perhaps if you need to, you can create an account. Insert the eligible PlayStation 4 game disc, go to the game hub for the PlayStation 4 game, select the upgrade offer in the game hub and review the upgrade offer, select download or purchase with a discount price to download or perhaps purchase the content. After download, when it's complete, you can play the PlayStation 5's digital game by inserting the PlayStation 4 game disc. And again, they get into you need to keep the disc inserted each time whenever you want to play that game. Now the other step is actually when you want to upgrade a legitimate PlayStation 4 digital game. Now we're getting into the game that was already in the store, not the disc version. But you want to put it on a PlayStation 5 console with a disc drive or the PlayStation 5 digital edition, whichever choice you're going to go for the PlayStation 5. Obviously, first things first, yes, you will need to sign in with the existing account on your PlayStation 5 console. Find the PlayStation 5 game in a PlayStation Store or by searching. Go to the Game Hub for the PlayStation 5 game. Select the upgrade offer in the Game Hub and review the upgrade offer. Then select the download, and of course, perhaps if you need to, you can purchase it or with a discount price to download or purchase the content. After the download is complete, you can play the PlayStation 5 game this time around. Yet also be kind of not necessary to include your disc because obviously we are talking about a digital version of the game. Okay, this is a little bit not as necessary for a lot of people. I'm gonna get into the compatibility of the controllers for the PlayStation 5. So the DualSense wireless controller, DualShock 4 wireless controller, and the PlayStation officially licensed third-party gamepad controllers will all work on a PlayStation 5 console with support of PlayStation 4 games. Next bullet point to get into specialty peripherals such as the officially licensed racing wheels, arcade sticks, and flight sticks will work with the PlayStation 5 games, and support the PlayStation 4 games. Both the PlayStation Move motion controller and the PlayStation VR aim controller will work with the support of PlayStation VR games on a PlayStation 5 console. They also get into, for the best experience, use the DualShock 4 wireless controller when playing PlayStation 4 game and PlayStation VR games on a PlayStation 5 console. Now, PlayStation 5 games are not going to be compatible with the PlayStation 4's DualShock 4 wireless controller. Say like Demon's Souls, right? You will not be able to play that game with your PlayStation 4 controller, because this is an exclusive towards the PlayStation 5. The rest is just basically, what you need to do. I don't really think you read that in, and plus you can see it in front of you too. So here's when they get into a little bit of a PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility, somewhat of a limitations, okay? So the share menu cannot be displayed during a PlayStation 4 gameplay on a PlayStation 5 consoles. You can take screenshots and images by pressing the Create button on your DualSense wireless controller to show the Create menu. Now, additionally, you can use the button shortcuts to start, stop video recording or to save screenshots as follows. Single press on your PlayStation 5 controller, or if you want to do it on your PlayStation 4 controller by pressing the Share button, will just simply show a Create menu. When you press the button, the Create button on the PlayStation 5's controller and hold it, same thing for the DualShock 4, you can take a screenshot. Now if you double click it, okay, the Create button on the PlayStation 5 or Share button on the PlayStation 4 to start and stop video recording manually. They touched on that the HD camera is not compatible with the PlayStation 4 games. And it seems like HDR, it is going to be automatically switched on for the PlayStation 5 consoles. And yes, of course, you have an ability to turn it off. Okay, so here's another thing. Maybe, I think it may be necessary. The PlayStation 4 tournaments feature is not going to be supported for the PlayStation 5 consoles. In-game live from the PlayStation is not supported on the PlayStation 5 consoles. Now, PlayStation 5 consoles do not support the PlayStation 4 second screen app or Game Companions app. Okay, so it seems like they can abandon that feature. Well guys, that was everything in terms of what you will need to follow through with the terms and the settings. Just be sure what you want to do, I should say. And for a few following games, of course, you need to pay attention to what you kind of pretty much buy from now on for the time being. Well then, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. See you guys all. Have a wonderful day.